All right, you ready for this one? There's a new bill that's being considered in California, and it would allow parents to censor their children's Facebook accounts. So as you can imagine, Facebook and pretty much every kid in America is not too happy about this idea, but a large number of parents think that this is a no-brainer. So we've already begun the discussion here on the set. We are joined by Lance Ulanoff, who is the editor-in-chief of PCMag.com, and Stacey Nelkin, who is a mom and parenting expert. We all have kids sort of in the same ballpark, early teenagers down to about 10 years old. You know, my first inclination with this is, why would I need a company? Why would I need Facebook to get between my child and I in regulating what goes on the Facebook page? You know, I said to you, I'm going to pull up my daughter's Facebook page right here. You know, I have her password. You know, and I'm sure that lots of kids know how to outsmart this. They make up different names, and then they have their own aliases and all that kind of stuff. But I just can't imagine calling Facebook and saying, "Can you please get this off my daughter's password?" No, I would plug the computer. I would unplug everything. I would close the account.
But I think you'd be surprised at how many parents are not supervising their children and not setting appropriate boundaries. And that is our job as a parent.
So that parent who doesn't do that is more likely to call Facebook and say, "I want this picture of my daughter at this party off in the next 48 hours?
The reality is that so many parents are not on Facebook at all. If I'm not interested, I don't want to be on it, so then they don't know what their children are doing on there. They may
that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy.
Right, but then they hear about it and they want to do something about it, but don't know how to use the tools, don't know how to engage. You know, they haven't had the conversation. You have to have basically a social networking conversation with your children before they go on these things, and then it's a continuing conversation.
And they're always going to outsmart us. They're always going to figure out ways. They've got it on their phone. They've got it everywhere. So you really have to. You really have to be on top of it.
And just imagine what happens if this in fact goes through, and that somebody calls up Facebook and you take down your son's account, right? And he goes, "What happened to my account?" How long is it before the first lawsuit happens? Son is suing his parents. He's suing Facebook.
That's not going to happen.
The child is under 18 years old. They're living under your roof. You're paying for the Facebook account. You're paying for the computer.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely preposterous to me that anybody should have to go to a company to get something taken off. I mean, where is just sort of basic parenting involved in this situation?
Well, that's the sad thing. There are parents that are just letting their children roam free. And as we know on the internet, there are huge dangers out there. There are child molesters lurking and preying on children, pedophiles, all kinds
it can happen
of things.
To even the most involved parent in this situation. That can happen too. Lance, why is Facebook so angry about this? Do you give us the corporate side, their side?
I mean, Facebook doesn't want the government involved with controlling their service, doesn't want the government to get between their customers and them. You know, they want to deal with this on their own terms. They want to be able to set their own privacy policies, and they have worked very hard at this to ensure that people can control their life on Facebook.
Just tell us, this would change, one of the things that this would change the default. So if I pick somebody's name and I log on, I'm going to see the front page of their wall. I can't get to their messages or that kind of thing. So this would mean that all that would pop up really might be, what, a picture and a name, and you can't get in unless you're a friend to anything.
You know, this is kind of fascinating to me because this seems to be such a misunderstanding about what these social networks are all about. The word social is in there. Why do people get on social networks? To socialize.
Right.
But if this goes through, this will take all the privacy policies, every setting, and front load it. Make it the first thing you have to do as part of registration, which, by the way, will deaden the whole experience. Will also make a lot of people just walk away. Facebook is really afraid of that.
I hear you. You don't want it to be the anti-social network. Go ahead, real quick.
I really believe very strongly that we need to set boundaries for children. Right now, going on the internet, going on the World Wide Web is akin to letting your child run free in New York City.
I agree.
There are dangers lurking everywhere, and there have to be some boundaries
set. The rule in my house is no technology in your bedroom. Nothing. No
Yes,
phone, no computer, no nothing. You got to be in the kitchen. You got to be where I can look over your shoulder. Even if you click it off the second I walk by, you got to be. You got to have that.
Why laptops are fantastic, because everybody can be in the same room
Everybody together. Lance and Stacey, thank you very much.
Thank
Fascinating.
you.
Thanks, you guys. All right, coming up, we've got some